954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
You're listening to INCRadio.
Broadcasting live from Chicago, Illinois. DZEM 954 AM station. Here to bring you great conversations about faith, people, places, culture, and recent events all around the district. Join us on YouTube at INCRadio.org. Hello, Northern Midwest and the rest of the world. It's time to get this show started.
It's time to get this show started. Thank you for tuning in with us to another episode of INCRadio Northern Midwest. I am one of your hosts for today, also John Villacruz, live here from Rockford, Illinois. And it's not just me here on the panel, like I said earlier. I'm joined by two of my friends, also from the District of Great Lakes. I don't know who to. And you know what? I'll go by the order of like the panel from my view. So I'm gonna call on Tony first to introduce herself.
Hi everyone who's tuning into INCRadio Northern Midwest. Tony Rose Valenzuela here, broadcasting from Sterling Heights. Shout out to Sterling Heights and everyone else who's tuning in. And we have our other friend back to Illinois, left Illinois, never going back to Illinois. Let's say hi to him. Say hi to him.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, everyone. Gabriel Romero from Bloomingdale, Illinois, District of Great Lakes. Glad to see you all here this afternoon once again.
Yes, it is actually it's 4:04 in the afternoon here in the Central Time. I know in the Eastern Time it is 5:04 in the afternoon. But yeah, so let's get to talking about like our topic for today, which I think you can see there in our link, in there in our team live chat, and we want to hear your answers as well, your thoughts for this upcoming topic, which is about like staying safe or in terms of like hygiene in public places. So gonna go right ahead and ask my co-panelist here today, like what are your like hygiene essentials that you bring when you're going out? What's something you should bring?
I'm not always the best at this, but shout out to my mom who's tuning in. She's there in the live chat. Whenever I go get gas, she always has gloves for me when I pump the gas. So like that, we started that during the time of the pandemic, and we just kind of kept up with it for the most part. If I don't have the gloves on hand, sometimes I'll just sanitize real quick after. I always get paranoid about it now. I'm just like, oh, a lot of people are touching this. You're like, you don't think about that till you give it some time. You're like, huh, yeah, a lot of people are touching this, so probably should clean up your hands after getting gas. Yeah.
No, that made me laugh because I'm also in the same vein of like I'm more aware now of like, especially if I'm touching like money or like door handles or anything. I'm more aware now of like, what, like I should probably wash my hands before I eat anything. After just touching like a door handle that probably other people have touched as well. But how about you, Abe? Like what's something you bring with you when you're going outside?
I also have this in my car. It's not gloves, but I've been doing it more often because way back I used to just sneeze like achoo, just randomly, like, and sometimes I'd forget to cough into my elbow. So I always have tissues, or even like the small packs of tissues, or even just a box of tissue in my car, just so I can take out the tissues if I need to, and then just put them in my bag or in my pocket. But those have always come in handy during allergy season, especially, and sometimes in the summer if I get like nosebleeds, they'll also come in handy, to help. But yeah, tissues are a must for me. Yeah, and they're also good glasses cleaners too, because sometimes I smudge my glasses up a lot,
Mhm.
and
Like
so
when you're trying to adjust them and you're like, you forget, you forget that you're like, oh wait, no,
yeah.
I shouldn't do. No, actually, yeah. But if I would say if you do forget to bring tissues and you absolutely need to cough, like just cough into like your arm, not your hands, which I used to do.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, probably shouldn't do that. Probably shouldn't cough into my hands, or sneeze, cough, sneeze, like do it like into your arm,
Mhm.
so it's not like immediately, like you pick up your phone before you pick up your cell phone before like wiping your hands off or washing your hands. I should say. I would say for me, I started like bringing more of these, like the small
Mhm.
bottles of like hand sanitizer, and these don't really fit in my pocket. So usually I'll have like a small bag with me that wants to kind of like hang over your shoulder, and I keep my hand sanitizer in that one. And I would say I also bring my own water bottle, which I'll elaborate later on why a water bottle is also essential for me to bring when I'm going outside. But are there any sort of like personal hygiene rules that you guys follow, like when you're out in public?
Like for me, at least I try to do it because I just see it so often whenever I go to the bathroom when you're done, washing your hands and drying. Well, that's one other thing. I try to use the try to not use paper towels. I mean, instead of just use the air dryer instead. I try. Sometimes they're not available, but I will go for the air dryer if it's there. But also, what I meant to say was when you're opening the door to leave the bathroom, sometimes they have those, those type of door handles where you're supposed to like hook your arm through or something so that you're
Yeah,
not touching it or the foot.
yeah. I was gonna say
You
that
can
some
use
some
that.
of them have that foot, like that foot handle where you
Yeah.
can open it with just your foot. You don't have to
So
touch it.
helpful.
Yeah, I don't know if I just look awkward trying to open it with that, but sometimes I try.
Or
But yeah,
sometimes they'll have like again, who mentioned trying to avoid using like
hmm
like the tissues or the paper towels
yeah,
in restaurant, but sometimes they have it placed like by the door. So
yeah,
if you need to, like I would say paper towel is relatively cleaner than the door handle.
that's
So
true.
if you have an option, just go for
Right.
over the paper towel, but it does have that foot handle or like the ones where you can hook your arm to open.
Yeah, even like those, I don't really know how to like maneuver, or like I feel like I'll get stuck trying to like open the door. I think I need more practice just trying to do that right.
But actually, speaking of like touching surfaces, like
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the reasons I bring a hand sanitizer. It's just so when I do touch like door handles, like railings, on stairs, like I like immediately I would put like hand sanitizer like on my hand because like the pandemic has made me more aware of like I don't know how many people have touched this door handle before I did, so it's best best to be safe than sorry. But how about you,
I
Tony?
just use my sleeve. like,
Oh,
I,
you just
like
roll it. Oh my God.
any piece. Like if I just have a t-shirt, sometimes I'll use the bottom of my shirt to kind of like get
Oh,
it around the handle. That's yeah. But I like what Sister Fran said. That's probably smarter than what I'm doing. She says she has tissue paper ready to touch a door. Or maybe you have
mm,
like a handkerchief or something. That it probably looks a lot better than trying to use your clothing to kind of it's like my sleeve, like pulling it, and then yeah,
or
that's what
trying
I
to hit
do.
your arm on the
Yeah, yeah. Just kind of like, yeah. I try to avoid touching anything that I know is being touched by a lot of people. Like when you go to the mall and the escalators, I try to
Yes.
avoid if I can. I know sometimes it can be scary, like if you're paranoid about going up the escalators, like to go handless. But if you have to, just kind of like use like your arm or something, but not like
Mhm.
hand contact.
And that's something I don't even think about. I think I just Like when it's just become a habit to just like grab the escalator, like the railings before I know, before I landing. I probably don't even think about it, but now that you made me aware of it, I'll probably start doing that as well. Just latching, just putting my arm on the handle if I absolutely need to hold on to something, which kind of happened to me in escalators. So I feel like I'm gonna fall over, especially if it's going up. Yeah, but I think another one for me. Oh wait, I did mention this earlier. Another one for me is like having my own water bottle. Especially, I don't usually go to the gym, but the times that I do, or even at school or
Yes.
other places, yeah. Like so, I don't have to use water fountains. Like I don't like using water fountains. I would say I would rather buy a fairly expensive bottle of water
Mhm.
before using a water fountain because I don't know how many people have used it. You know, like how they've used the water fountain. You know, maybe someone washed their hands, which I have seen. I have seen happen. I have seen like someone wash their hands on a on a water fountain. So,
Oh, okay.
so uh,
Um, I want to add, because you're talking about going to the gym, right? At least at
mm,
the one I go to, they have like the water dispenser that's like with the sensors, so that you don't need to like push the button per se. So
oh,
you can just use that refillable. There you go, refillable like water station. So you could just set your bottle there, and then it'll empty the water. But I also wanted to add, I'm glad. Well, I don't know if they started this pre-pandemic, but they do have, like the you know paper towels with like the disinfectant to like wipe down equipment.
I have
I also do it before I use it, so before and after, just to make sure, again, like what you've been saying, like what we've been saying,
and I think
make sure
that's
you're not
just
putting
like
through.
gym etiquette now to wipe
Yeah.
down the equipment like after you use it for
Hmm.
for the next person.
Yeah, you don't need all the sweat to to pass on from one person to the next.
I would say another one that I know that I personally like do like I forgot to mention this earlier in terms of like the things that I bring with me. I always have like a face mask like with me, like on my back, just in case. This is just in case. I know it's not really, or as far as I know, like where we're at in the states, it's not like strictly enforced anymore to have your you have your mask on. But if I notice someone suspiciously coughing, or they're showing they're showing symptoms that they might be sick, I put my face mask on just to be sure, just to be sure. Or if I'm feeling sick myself, just as a common courtesy to others as well. If I like if I'm coughing, even if I know that it's not a fever, it's just it's just maybe like I'm drinking water and just went down the wrong pipe. Like I still put my mask on just in case, just in case. But yeah, like it's especially this is especially in enclosed spaces, and especially if there's a large crowd in an enclosed space. Like an indoor space. I'm more lenient if it's not external spaces. I feel like that's I know it's a little bit safer just in case. But
When it's outside, I feel like it's better, right? Because you have,
mm,
that openness like
open
above
air.
you. But if it's like at the mall, right, and I see a crowd, I'll go out of my way to just like, okay, maybe I'll go this way instead. Maybe I'll go there later.
Mm,
Like I just completely avoid to go the other way. So yeah, one of those things.
like yeah, yeah, I would say like if I know crowded places, especially indoors, I don't know, I try to avoid it's like as much as possible if there's like you said if there's another way to get around it I like even if it's like a longer way around I'll opt to take that take that route instead. And Sister May Montero, she said I like grocery stores having wipes or sanitizer dispensers. Yes, I have seen a lot more of that as well, or they usually have it like by the door, um, like a hand sanitizer like dispenser, or even in like the I don't know if like like around the deli deli like section. I forgot what it's called. The deli
The
section.
deli.
I
Yeah.
have seen grocery stores that have like they have wet wipes next to like the since
Mhm.
you are touching like raw meat which can have like bacteria. So
Yeah.
like it's best to use those as well.
Mhm.
But since we've been talking, we've been talking about like, what we usually bring, in terms of like hygiene essentials or like personal hygiene rules that we follow. Let's talk about like why it's important. So for you guys, like why is having like that personal hygiene rule like important, especially when you're in like public spaces?
I mean, for me, I'm fortunate. I'm glad that I haven't really gotten sick that often, I think, just generally, but when I do, it gets pretty bad. So, I mean, it's for the sake of my own personal health and also cuz I just don't want to infect others because of me being careless in taking care of my hygiene. Um yeah, it's very important. I mean, like wearing a mask, bringing all your sanitizer and stuff, and staying away from other people, especially. Um, right, that could be all reasons how germs can spread, and yeah, I personally just don't want to get others sick, because if they're gonna suffer as bad as I do when I get sick, then I don't want them to, miss a day of work or miss a day of school,
Mhm.
just because of you know not taking care of yourself. There's a lot of things that you can miss out on, like work or school and other responsibilities that you may need to take care of, which could be postponed by you being sick. So you'll be able to do a lot more if you're healthy, basically.
Uh, yeah, I would say I have like there were times where like we were on vacation, I got sick and like I couldn't go like where we were supposed to go. Like the rest of the family went, but I had to stay. Like I had to stay at the no, where we were lodging. Just because I got I got sick and I didn't get to enjoy it. So yeah, it's a very very good reason why you should be paying attention to your personal hygiene, especially if you're in uh, public spaces. Yes, and as Taro mentioned, it's viruses right now they're getting stronger, while our immunity is getting weaker, especially like which reminds me, take your vitamins as well. That's another additional defense in terms of like like personal hygiene. And I do hope that you've learned maybe learned a bit of something in today's topic, or at the very least enjoyed the conversation that we've.
Yes, sorry, I didn't hear that last that last word you said. I just want to mention also they put in the live chat because we don't want to miss, of course, as Christians, our responsibilities, the things that we do for God, right? And it's a nice way to end the topic because it shows our consideration not just for ourselves, but even for others as well. Because I think the pandemic really kind of shifted our perspective on that and how it can impact just very simple things that we can do. So very simple things that we can do for all of us to be safe so that we are strong enough to be able to participate in all the things that we do, especially our different activities, right? We have had a lot of activities and we have future activities that we're excited to participate in. So of course we don't want to end our show without showing our CFO in action to kind of do a quick recap on some of the things that we've done and what we can look forward to coming up. So yeah, CFO in action. So here's some picture recaps from the Naperville CFO Family Fun Day. Family Fun Day is always nice. I believe they went to a special park that we're not going to name
A nice
because
amusement park.
amusement park, yeah.
A lot of
And
I can never tell the difference between a theme park and an amusement park.
I don't know. I think one of them is more permanent than the other. But right now we're looking at some of our parade of colors during our Unity games that we had during the holiday weekend earlier this month. You can
Woohoo!
see the different locales and their colors. Very exciting. Always exciting to come out and see everybody. Woo! Sterling High! Go Sterling High! That's my home team. Gotta shout out the home team. And Park Ridge. Park Ridge, they had a drum. I was super impressed with Park Ridge. They had an actual drum. And you
They
could
always
hear
do.
them. Oh man, they had.
You can always find them.
And here we have the
I didn't
oath
get the
taking, of
picture,
course.
but there was they had the, what do you call it, the like the bullhorn. The bullhorn.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we also had Brother G and lead in some of the warm-up exercises because, of course, you do want to warm up before you do any intense workout. And he did lead in that, and I thought that was really cool, really fun for everyone to kind of get that blood flowing. And that was really neat to see everyone kind of doing it together. And, very exciting. Everyone had their noise. I don't know what the thunder. What is it called? Thunder. Those things those balloons that you clap together. They're called like thunder something. I don't know what it's called.
Is it like the
Wait.
boomsticks or is it something else?
Yeah, what they're called thunder. Is it thunder sticks or thunder?
That could be
something?
it. Yeah, I don't know.
So we had some basketball, right? This is one of the many sports that we had. A classic sport, of course. Everyone pretty much enjoys. Same as volleyball. Had some intense games between the different. Park Ridge really came in strong. A lot of strong teams that came through with the volleyball as well. And I believe it was Park Ridge who won, right? Can someone confirm that?
Yeah, Park Ridge won for the men's.
For the men.
And Bloomingdale won for women's volleyball.
Nice, very nice. Congrats to our winners. And speaking of winners, we also had the chess competition. I want to give a special shout out to, of course, our very own Fernando Tobacco Jr., who won first place for the chess competition. And then bowling. I don't know the results of the bowling. How did the bowling go?
Well, I don't want to interrupt Elsom if he remembers, but I could mention it.
Brother William won. I know he won like or I don't know if it's a team. It's their team.
Oh, and he was
one
game. Brother, I think he's in our live chat. Hi, Brother Will. Congratulations.
Brother Will. Oh yes. Okay. Congrats from Naperville.
There you
There
go.
we are.
I remember seeing this.
Yeah.
There you go. Congrats. And then
And
for
then
women's, first
Chesterton. It's
Chesterton. Very nice.
Yeah.
I wish I got to see the bowling. I didn't get to make it out to the bowling, but
Me too.
I want to learn. I want to learn to get better. And of course, upcoming activities here you see on the screen: Binhi Skincare, Family Cooking Activity, Binhi Friendship Day, and the Kadiwa Formal. Please save those dates so that you don't miss out what's coming up next. I mean, I'm sure there's more. I'm always sure there's more that will come up next in the future. So yeah, and of course, we have a lot of different activities, and we always like to participate together in different things, whether it's sports, whether it's different learning. We learn different things together, just like what we do with our Christian Society for the Deaf, for the differently abled. And today they always like to teach us some very nice signs, and I'm excited for this one because it's related to our topic today about washing hands. So I'm curious what the sign is going to look like.
This is your sign.
Hello everyone. For the sign of the week, we'll be signing the words hand wash or washing hands. And what you're going to do is you're going to have both hands like this. You're going to move them back and forth like this. Next, you're going to rub your hands like this as if you're actually washing your hands. And then you're going to end it off with rubbing them back and forth like this. So, washing hands. Thank you for joining us for this week. Hopefully we'll see you for the next week's sign of the week.
This is your sign.
I thought that's what it was going to be, but I wanted to see the proper way of actually doing
I
it.
was gonna say it's a bit like in terms of like sign language, that was very straightforward.
Very literal, very straightforward. But there's a proper way, right? You don't just
Yeah.
you know
Yeah, you need to get the soap in all the
this.
in between the fingers. Like what Brother Casman was doing.
Yes, shout out to Brother Casvin. We love our CSD. Shout out to them. Thank you for always contributing to our show. And of course, speaking of contributions, like what all of you there in Team Live Chat, what you do every week, commenting away. You guys were really fast today. I had a hard time keeping up with the chat. So I'm see what next week's results will be. But today we have results from last week's. So let's see who won.
Next time we should have you sing the theme, Tony.
I should. You're right. Okay, I'll do it live. Honorable mentions: Christian Joyce, Desalia, Noenya. Oh, I can't read everybody. Sorry. Everyone. Just fast. Okay. Bloomingdale, fourth place.
Whoa!
Woo! Shout out to Pat Cecilia Serrano from Chicago, Illinois. Third place is Chesterton. Wow. Congrats, Chesterton, with Noel Del Rosario as individual. Second place, Chicago. Wow. Chicago, very nice. And the username Simang77 from Lake County as individual. And first place,
Congratulations!
home team and individual. Wow. No one can really beat Ate Rachel. Shout out to you, Ate Rachel. You are the best. You are the best. And you've proven that every week. She's there every week. Shout out to you. Very nice. But we appreciate, of course, everyone's support always, who continue to support INC Radio and all of the different stuff that we produce, and continue to share with us topics that you want to see us cover, even if it's like this: hygiene, washing hands, right? Right, Abe?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, just please let us know. You can message us or message anyone from your local congregations, so that they can get your message to us, so we can talk about what you want us to talk about. I feel like I said that correctly, possibly. Anyway, that just means I think the time of our show is coming to an end. So before we do wrap up, we just want to give our shout outs to the District of Great Lakes, our district ministers, Brother Art Agag, our assistant district minister, and Brother Ermin Bendicio, our district minister. Also, we just like to thank the Northern Plains district minister, Brother Elmer Porungo, our Subsea President CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Ranyo V. Manalo, and our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you all so much for allowing us to have this platform to share the activities from throughout the Northern Midwest, from Northern Plains to Great Lakes. Yeah, that's west to east. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Keep sending your hashtags until the very end, until that link closes. But please stay tuned. If you want to watch INCRadio Oregon, they are on another link, but their show is coming up next. So please continue to watch all the programs on the INCRadio YouTube channel. From all of us, from Tony, from Elsam, and from me, Abe, thank you for watching INCRadio Northern Midwest. We will see you once again next week at 4 Central, 5 Eastern, 5 a.m. in the Philippines. Be phenomenal. Wash your hands. That's a phenomenal thing to do. Wash your hands. Take care, everyone.
Wash your hands. Reminds me of Ate Cat. She said that all throughout pandemic. Don't forget to wash your hands. Wash.
Bye, everyone.
Wash your hands. What you can't say.
Wash your hands, everyone. Hands.
This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to INC Radio Oregon, where our brethren from different parts of Oregon, Washington, California, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming greet you. Come get to know all of our brethren from the Ecclesiastical District of Oregon and explore our activities, experiences, and sceneries. This is Oregon. Welcome to INC Radio Oregon. We thank you all for sharing your precious time, and we hope that you all enjoy our topic and discussion today. I am your host, Sister Jillian Pimentel, and don't forget to chat with us in our live chat today. Your participation in the live chat is not only welcomed, but it will be very fun. Share your greetings and engage with us during our conversations today. Make sure you also let us know where you're joining from. Your input will be read on air, making you an integral part of our discussion. And also, don't forget to hashtag your local congregation and group worship service and even your district. So before we continue, we're going to go ahead and introduce our panelists today. And today we actually have one of our first timers from our district, Brother Tyler. So Brother Tyler, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, Paul. I am Brother Tyler Jacinto. I'm from the local of Albany here in Oregon.
Thank you, Brother Tyler, for joining us. And do you have any greetings that you would like to share today as well?
I'd like to greet my family in Hawaii, my parents, Ka Ramilton and Ka Lily Jacinto, from the local of Kailua Kona in the district of Hawaii Pacific. Also, my siblings, Kuya Michael and my sister Chloe, and also my kuya in California from the local of Carson in the district of Orange County, California, and my ate Angel and my nephew Aiden.
Perfect. Thank you, Brother Tyler. And we also would like to introduce our sister Flo, who is joining us as well today.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining and supporting INC Radio Oregon. I'm Sister Flo from the local congregation of Vancouver. And we're excited for this topic today, Sister Jillian, and we're gonna find out. And you know what, Sister Jillian, I wanna just make sure that everyone joins us in the questions that you'll be asking. So we are looking forward to your answers there, and we'd love to, read them. And so I wanna just remind you, let's keep Brother Jess, who is behind the scenes for us, keep him busy with your answers. And so handing it over to you, Sister Jillian.
All right, thank you, Sister Flo. And so moving on to our topic, which is our progress check-in for 2024. Today, there are 108 days until the end of 2024. Yes, time is moving very fast. And at the beginning of this year, we may have set goals regarding family, work, and performing our duties. We will also find out today what our progress has been since then, and we would also like to know everyone's progress in our live chat as well. If you maybe haven't put in effort into your goals yet, or maybe even made some goals, just know that it isn't too late to ever accomplish your goals. So let's go ahead and strive to finish this year strong and productive. So moving on to our first question, we're going to start with a fun Would You Rather segment, and this is designed to get us thinking about our goals and how we might even approach them. And so for our first one, we have, would you rather have goals or see what happens? I'd also like to hear your input from the live chat as well, but I'd like to hear from Brother Tyler. Which ones of these would you rather?
For me personally, sister, I would rather have goals that I set for myself.
And what's your reasoning behind that as well?
That gives me something to work towards.
Exactly. And if you have those goals in your mind, then you'll know exactly what steps you might need to take rather than just seeing what happens throughout the year. Sister Flo, would you rather have goals or see what happens?
Sister Jillian, there was one year where I didn't really make goals and actually wrote them down, and I felt unaccomplished. And so, I tried that, and I said, you know what? No, no way am I gonna not make goals. So I make goals every year, and I prefer to work towards things that I want to accomplish throughout the year.
Yeah, me too. I think I would also rather have goals, especially since, like I said earlier, this helps us to kind of create a game plan for the year and helps you to make checkpoints throughout the year to see where you're at in your goal. And so, speaking of how far we're progressing, we have made a little percentage rate of how our goals are going. So, in this, we have 10% being not started or minimal. 25%, we have some progress on our goals. 50%, we have substantial progress on our goals. And 75% and above, we are nearing our goal achievement. So, Brother Tyler, how have your goals been progressing so far this year?
I would say that my goal progression this year would be about 60% because I've made a lot of progress, but I still have more to do.
That's good. And speaking of this, what for your goals, what exactly are your goals for this year that you had?
My biggest goal for this year was to actually move to Oregon to continue my studies and get settled here. And well, here I am, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity to be speaking here today.
All right, perfect. Yeah, welcome to Oregon. And Sister Flo, how are your goals progressing so far as well?
Well, it really depends on what category you want to ask me about. So, travel plans, I think they're like, I want to say more than 75%. I'd like to say I'm done with traveling this year, but who knows, might be what might be happening. But overall, I think we're like a close 75.
That's
It
good.
really
That's
depends
good.
what you wanna ask me about on my goals.
Oh yeah, looks like we'll get into those a little deeper into our conversation
Yeah,
as well. I
yeah.
think for me, I'd probably be in the same range as the both of you, maybe from the 50 to 75% range of my goals. And you mentioned traveling, Sister Flo. I have a goal of traveling every single year. But traveling can sometimes be out of the blue, and you might not know when you're gonna go somewhere if you're gonna plan something. And so I think that's a big goal for me as well.
That happens.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of these, whether we are setting our goals on a daily, weekly, monthly, or even a yearly time basis, and we keep them in a planner or journal or cell phone, the important thing is that you are setting them, and then having this flexibility empowers you to take control of your progress. And so, keeping on the same topic of where we keep our goals, I would like to know where the both of you keep your goals, whether this is on physical copy, maybe just in your head or on your phone. So, Brother Tyler, where do you keep all of your goals written down or memorized?
I like to keep my long-term goals in my notes app on my phone, and I like to write my short-term goals or daily goals on paper because it makes it easier for me to set up my day and to accomplish something.
Mhm.
And I think it's important to set daily goals for yourself, like things that are small and attainable, because something as simple as going to the gym, reading a page of a book, or even going earlier into the worship service.
Mhm.
These small daily goals can help build momentum towards your larger long-term goals.
Exactly. And that one thing that you mentioned about having daily goals as well, I think that ties in a lot to having the discipline to actually keeping yourself accountable and making sure that you're getting those things on your daily to do list done. And I was also thinking about the fact that you keep your long term goals on your phone, right?
Yes.
I was thinking since we're always on our phone, it makes it easier to always look back on it and say, okay, remind yourself that you have this goal going on, and then keeping your short-term goals on paper and just checking it off, having that
Hmm.
type of physical accomplishment is a big motivation to keep yourself accountable as well. Sister Flo, I know that you're a big planner person, so where do you keep your goals? I'm curious.
Well, yes, you're right. You've known me quite a while, so I'm a planner girl, and I actually um, purchase planners online, and I try to have things that are different every year, just to give myself an array of things. However, I also have a journal book for it, and so I got those. So basically, let me just show you my planner. So this is my planner,
Ooh.
and my planner. I have goals. I have daily goals, and I prefer it to be written down. And the reason behind that is that there's something about writing your goals on paper, because there's somehow that it sticks with you. There's something about writing it and visually seeing them. There are times when I do have little goals that are on my phone, but because we're like always on computer all day due to work, I rather kind of stay away from computer, I mean from cell phone, only because sometimes when you have so many messages, there's a tendency to forget it. And so, but the really quick kind of some things to remember is I just put it, I have a little chat group with by myself for remembering things. So I put it in there, and I get to check off that as well. And I transfer them onto my planner book as well. So yeah, I do
Yeah. Yeah, just having a lot of variety in
that. Hmm.
whatever kind of plans and goals that you have. And actually, here in our live chat, brother Kyle Cabalitasan said that having a variety is good. And so, speaking of that, I know that there are a lot of other ways to keep track of your goals as well. I think one of them that I tried utilizing before is having a whiteboard and kind of just checking it off as you go, maybe having different sections for long term and short term. I know that a lot of people have their preferences for maybe like the physical planner, like you use, Sister Flo, or even like a digital planner, or just having the digital note taking, like Brother Tyler. And speaking of that, I'd also like to know in our live chat if you all prefer having your physical plans or the digital plans. I know that a lot of people like to use their tablets for drawing this as well. I think for me personally, I've kind of like had experience in a lot of different goals, like goal writing, because I tried journaling at one point, my goals. I tried bullet journaling as well, and maybe even having a planner. But for some reason, I always fall back and go back into the digital goal keeping. That pretty much keeps me able to look back at these goals and have a pretty consistent lookout on them as well. And
Do
so,
you how often, Sister Julian,
yeah.
do you check your goals? Like, your, especially like your cell phones, or a lot of us use our cell phones,
Mhm.
or a particular app. How often do you look at them?
I think I probably look at them. It depends on what kind of goals I'm looking at. If I'm looking at my short-term goals, I try to look at them on like maybe a weekly basis. And then if I'm looking at my long-term goals, I try to look at them either every month or quarterly, depending on how big the goal is. I know, Brother Tyler, you mentioned that you have your long-term goals on your phone. So how often do you keep track on yours as well?
I try to keep track of my long-term goals on a month-to-month basis.
Nice. So do you kind of have like progress check-ins about how far you've checked in and how far you've kind of progressed every month?
Yeah, so I'll try to see how far I've come. What more do I need to accomplish?
Yeah, perfect. I think one of the biggest things about keeping goals is having that step by step process rather than one huge jump to your goal. And that makes it a
Mhm.
lot easier to keep your goals as well. Now, speaking of goals, we've been talking about our progress, but our live chat probably hasn't heard about what goals we have yet. So, why don't we go ahead and talk about that? So, Sister Flo, I'll go back to you. What are your short term or long term goals?
Short-term goals. Oh, you caught me there. I have okay, so short-term goals are so I think we can say short-term could be like 1 to 2 years, and then long-term goals could be like um up to 5 years maybe. So my short-term goal is I've been writing this every month is to reorganize and declutter my garage. Yes,
Good one.
yes, it is a big goal, but yet it's a short-term goal because I do want to be done with it, within a year. And that was the goal this summer. But it's a work in progress only because we're busy, uh, right? Some of long, my, I guess our short-term goals could be financial. And so, because of the amount of travels I've done this year, of course, I've kind of depleted my savings,
The travel
and
fund.
so and so I need to bring that back up. And so those are my short-term goals. So it's on a monthly basis that I need to start building that up. Um, of course, travel goals is I'd like to at least do two big travels every year, or at least maybe one every 3 months, small short uh, travels.
Mm-hmm.
So I like small bursts of
Yeah,
travels, right?
that's
Yeah.
good. I like those. Those are pretty good goals, Sister Flo. Brother Tyler, why don't you go ahead and share your short or long term goals as well?
So my short-term goals that I have till the end of this year, is to get good grades this upcoming school term, and then try to attend as much church activities that I can, regardless of how much assignments that I have or the workload from school. I want to be able to prioritize my membership.
Exactly. I think that's a wonderful goal. And then also as well, how do you think having these goals tie into your membership and as well as your duties? Why don't you go ahead and actually mention your duty as well?
So my office is actually the Kadiwa Sports Committee chairperson, and I think that these goals tie into my membership and my office by having the to discipline in school, and then also the discipline in prioritizing worship service and other church activities.
Yes, honestly, I think that is a great goal, especially since church activities they give us a lot of joyous memories. We get to go ahead and we get to interact with all of our brethren around the district and especially our local congregation. And I feel like that's a great goal to have, especially in 2024 and all the years to come. And so for my short-term goals, I think it's the same as you. I would also like to have good grades in this upcoming school year. I'll be graduating after this school year and just kind of maintaining a good consistency and good discipline motivation throughout the year would be my short-term goals. As well as I wanted to go ahead and add a lot more activities for District Kadiwa as well.
Yeah.
I think that is one of my goals for this upcoming year and the rest of this year is kind of prioritizing that and as well as going ahead and collaborating with a lot of our Kadiwa around our district. I think my long-term goals though, you that one's a hard one because I feel like I have a lot of goals that I want to go ahead and reach in the future. Sister Phil, you actually touched on it, and it's traveling. I love traveling. It definitely is a long term goal of mine wanting to see a lot of the beautiful places around the world. But first of all, I gotta go ahead and create that travel fund to go ahead and
Travel fun, right?
to go ahead and enjoy that as well. So I would say that was my long-term goal. And before we continue with the rest of our questions today, we have a lot of you guys interacting with us in our live chat. May I ask you, Sister Flo, to go ahead and help read some of them for us?
Sure. You know, we, as always, we always appreciate our viewers and listeners to be chiming in into our live chat. So let's get started with this. And let me go ahead and kind of start there. All right. Just wanted to say hello to our ministers here in our district. So hello to Brother Warren Maneja, Brother Albertson McClintal, who's there. Also, we see Sister Maylie Rose. She is the wife of Brother Rod Reyes, our resident minister. And I know Brother Rod Reyes is also in tune with us, as well as Sister Danielle McClintal also. Thank you, thank you. She is the wife of Brother Albertson, our assistant resident minister. Also, we have some Beavertonians joining us. Sister Rachel Cruz. Hello, hello, sis. And she actually celebrated her birthday on the 12th. So happy belated birthday to you. Brother Jake Cruz is there. Hello, Paul, resident minister of Portland. Sister Melissa from Oregon City. And Sister Lucy Ancheto, one of my really good friends in INC Radio, from INC Radio, Virginia, local congregation of Charlotte. Also, another great friend of mine is Sister Catlea, there from New Jersey, INC Radio, New Jersey. Thank you for joining us. And we also have Brother Michael Guerrero, Minister of the Gospel. Thank you for joining us all the way from Bay Area, California. By the way, that's one of our newer districts here in the United States. So thank you for giving your time with us here, Paul. Sister Morietta Miller, hello, Paul, from Medford Group Worship Service. And we also see Sister Tiffany Conlas. She is tuning in from the local congregation of Anaheim, there in Orange County, California district. Yay, thank you so much for joining us. Brother Kyle Kabali Tassan, he's coming in from local congregation of Hillsboro. And we want to find out what's your goal to as well. He's one of our Kadiwa officers here in our district. And Sister Melissa Yaneza from Hillsboro. And Brother Kyle said, he's happy to see you here, Brother Tyler. He said, you're actually a really talented athlete. So we're going to touch up on that in a bit. Remember that, Sister Julian. Also, Sister Priscilla Batan from Rizal, there in the Philippines. Well, thank you. Let's see. Oh, Brother Danny J. Angeles, Brother DJ from the local congregation of Hillsboro and St. Helens Group Worship Service. Also, Brother June Ancheta, local congregation of Charlotte, there in the District of Virginia. Let's see. Let's see. Sister Lucy from the local congregation of Charlotte. She says, writing goals and double checking it is, to her, that's important too. So basically, she's kind of coming in like double checking daily her goals. And I know her because we pretty much work closely together with INC Radio. Let's see, do we have anything? Sister Maylie Rose, she said, I prefer to write down my goals in a notebook or a planner. So I just want to let everyone know, it doesn't have to be a fancy book. It could be as simple as a composition books that we all know we've used that while we were going to school. It could be that, but it's really, really up to your preference. You want a fancy planner book or a simple planner book or a journal, that's okay too, as long as you know how to use that and utilize that. Let's see. Brother Kyle says, my focus can be very sporadic. So I put my goals almost everywhere. Notes in phone, planners, on boards. A lot of them work for me, but have their moments. And I can relate to Brother Kyle only because not that we like to make sure that we're reminded well visually. There, I have like a bulletin board here on my side, and it reminds me as well. So yeah,
Me too, Sister Flo. Me too.
you too. How about you, Brother Tyler? You like to put that on even on your wall or sticky notes?
I know a popular thing to do is to put it on your fridge, Paul, because
Yes,
everyone is gonna be visiting their fridge.
Everyone's eating.
every
Everyone's
day,
eating.
all
Paul.
day,
So you're gonna
all
you're
day.
gonna see it eventually.
Yes. How about on your do you use your bathroom mirror? Sometimes you just gotta remember something, so you stick a post-it note on your bathroom mirror.
I do not, Paul, but maybe that's something that I should start doing.
Yeah, I do that too. I put something I gotta remember. I put it on there, and I say okay, and I actually take that post-it note and take it with me wherever I'm going. All right, let's do a little bit more. We have um, Brother Reggie Jacinto. How is he related to you, Brother Tyler?
That's my brother, Paul. My eldest brother, Paul.
Nice. He likes to do digital. I'm on my phone often, and I have it as well as a wallpaper. Ooh, that's a good one
Mm.
too. Keeps me accountable. So I guess his wallpaper is his goals. So every time you look at it, oh, okay, it's time to check off those goals or keep working at them. Sister Jennifer Castillo from Fruitland. Thank you for joining us, Sister Lexi Aquesta. Sister Lexi Aquesta, the wife of our multimedia advisor, Brother Paulo Aquesta, who's also, I believe he's here with us, as well as Sister Pina Rose says, I keep my daily goals in my head. I love that because she can remember all her goals. So kudos to you because I try. So that's okay too. Sister Mary Jane Angeles, hello, Paul. She's the wife of our brother DJ Angeles, resident minister of Hillsboro. And of course, one of my great friends too is one of our avid listeners on INC Radio, Sister Ivy Giselle Antonio. She says she's coming from the local congregation of Sacramento. They're in the district of Northeast California. Thank you. And Sister Ate Katlea says her short-term goals is to rearrange her desk area. Yes, it could be a place to catch everything, and then you gotta rearrange that. So yeah, all right. We'll read some more a little bit later. Sister Jillian, let's go ahead and continue with our question.
Of course, yeah. Before we continue to our main questions, we have another Would You Rather segment for our episode today, and it is Would you rather rewind your life or press the pause button? It looks like I need to press the pause button. So, Brother Tyler, would you rather? Which one of these?
Would I rather rewind my life or press the pause button?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think I would press the pause button.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's your reasoning behind pressing the pause button rather than going back?
Just to maybe collect myself and prepare to go forward. I don't think I would rewind because I think that everything has happened, and it's brought me here and made me who I am today.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have the exact same reasoning for why I would press the pause button, is kind of just to prepare for the future. Sister Flo, how about you?
I would pause that button.
Yeah.
Only because, and I could relate to Brother Tyler, is that, yeah, it's hard to go back on everything. Maybe just to maybe recall certain things. So pressing the pause button, I would say it's my way of regrouping myself and maybe do another plan for reaching my goals.
I agree. Yeah, continuing to kind of think about where your position's at, what your progress is at, and just going ahead and moving forward rather than going back. I agree with that 100%.
Speaking of forward, Sister Cat Leia said she thought the other option was going to be fast forward.
Oh man,
We'll
maybe
go fast forward.
we'll go fast forward and see where we ended up with our goals that we made.
Yes. Okay.
So, before we go ahead and end our broadcast today, we have maybe one more question that I would like to ask. And it's kind of a combined question, which is how have your goals changed since the beginning of 2024? And how do you plan to tackle the goals that you still need to accomplish for the rest of the year? So, Brother Tyler, how about you for this one?
So my goals for since the beginning of 2024 hasn't really changed much because I still want to pursue an education in kinesiology and get my bachelor's degree. And then after that, I still want to um, join the physical therapy program, and as well as be more active in church activities. That's been my goal since the beginning of the year, and I think that's going to carry on till the end.
These are really good. And how do you plan to tackle these for the rest of the year and go ahead and get them fully accomplished?
I plan on just being consistent, whether it's in my studies or with church activities, to just do as much as I can and stay consistent.
Yes, consistency is key. And Sister Flo, how about you? I want to hear from you for these ones as well.
You know, what I do is whatever I haven't done yet, I try to put it on the following month and just keep working at it as the best I can. And yes, consistency is key. And one thing is creating a daily habit tracker. So even our habits can be goals too. For instance, I've been tracking my sleeping habits.
I should do that.
Yeah, and yes, and my sleeping habits has been very erratic lately. So I want to be able to work on that. And so maybe creating daily habit trackers for myself, and just continue, I think, to just write them down. Because there are times when you get overwhelmed with so much, like Ate Leia said, she tried to keep her goals short, only because you can easily overwhelm yourself. Because there are days when I can do like we call this a brain dump in the morning, and I just put everything on paper. I have a clipboard every day, and this is not kind of like this, but my list can go on and forever, and do it for 15 minutes, or I try to throughout the day. It could get long and overwhelming, but just keep writing it down, be consistent, and create a daily habit tracker.
Exactly. These are great answers, Brother Tyler and Sister Flo. And actually, one more thing that I wanted to mention is that actually, Brother Kyle in our live chat, he said that God has made changes in my life that definitely made me realize the path He has for me and ultimately changing my plans, but for the better. And as we continue to end our show as we discuss our goals, let's not forget the most important factor, which is our Almighty God. He, including Him in our goal setting, it ensures that our aspirations are aligned with His will, and it continues to strengthen our faith and even maintaining our membership in the Church of Christ, whether it comes to continuing to be diligent in our duties and especially attending activities like Brother Tyler said, and going ahead and praying to Him to go ahead and ask for His guidance as we go ahead and finish out all of these goals for the rest of 2024. And so that is the end of the main topic for our show today. Sister Flo, do you have anything to close out with us?
I'd like to just say that, don't let the 108 days, be like put you in a panic mode, but it is 108 days till the end of the year. let's make it the best and make it substantial. And it's not late to do goals because God gave us still 108 days till this year's over, and it's never too early to start planning for 2025. And we're gonna be able to. We hope to have a show on what's our goals for 2025. So yeah, anything else before I'm gonna ask Brother Tyler. Brother Tyler, any last takeaway?
Um, Back to what you were saying, Sister Flo, and what Sister Jillian was saying, that to not be overwhelmed by these 108 days, to take it day by day, and also include, God in our daily life and our goals and aspirations.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with that. Put God first in all your goals and include Him, because without Him we cannot accomplish anything. All right, and let's go on and share with you the different activities that's happening around our district. And so we have the activity request form seminar. This is for our Kadiwas, but I don't think it's limited for our Kadiwa members, but it will be tomorrow via video conferencing, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. For Oregon City, they'll be having a city walk at the Telecom Bridge, September 22nd. Then on September 29, we'll be having a district multimedia conference and socializing there at the Portland Function Hall. And everyone who are interested in joining us, please join us. The time will be announced at a later, just look out for announcements for that. And whether you're interested or just have a little bit of interest in multimedia, come join us. We'll be just talking about that and socializing. And for the local congregation of Beaverton, they will have a CFO sponsored evangelical mission on September 29 there at their place of worship. And for our district, sponsored by the Christian Family Organization, is our EVM on September 30th at the Portland Chapel. I'd like to just, before we acknowledge special brethren, I'd like to just say just a short birthday greeting. First of all, I'd like to greet the Lavelle Group Worship Service on their 8th anniversary. Their 8th anniversary, and so it's the Group Worship Service of Lavelle, Wyoming, September 9. And then birthday greetings for our sister Pina Rose. I know she's in the live chat, Sister Pina Rose. September 15, that's tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, Paul. And then our wedding anniversaries on the same date are the following. September 18, it is Brother Nerio and Sister Connie Kitariano, a resident minister of Great Falls Group Worship Service, and Brother Bam and Sister Nicole Conlas. He is the resident minister of the local congregation of Boise and Fruitland Group Worship Service. So happy anniversary to you. That's coming up September 18. And I'd like to just say thank you so much to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, Paul, and we are still celebrating your 15 years of you being our executive minister here for the INCRadio. So congratulations, Paul. And our brother Angelo Aranio Manalo, our CFO coordinator, SEBSI, CEO, and president. And he is also helping us here with our INC radio programs, as well as all the Christian Family Organizations activities. We'd like to say thank you to all of you who has joined us on our INC Radio Oregon. Join us again next week for another fun activity or another fun episode. And after this episode, please share this link or program to your friends and family, and subscribe to INC Radio DZM 954 on the YouTube channel. And next up, in about 50 minutes or so, is INC Radio Alaska. And so we hope that you had a great time trying to think about your goals for the rest of the year, and continue to support us. We value your participation today, and take care of each other, and see you again next week. On behalf of Sister Jillian, our main host today, and our guest, Brother Tyler, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have a great rest of the weekend. Bye, everyone.